All right, let's jump right in. As a developer, you face this huge challenge, right? How do you build for everything, web, mobile, desktop, the cloud, without having to become an expert in 5 completely different technologies? Well, today we're going to look at the one platform that says you don't have to, .NET.
So let's talk about a situation that I bet sounds pretty familiar. You've got this awesome idea for an app, but for it to really take off, it needs to be everywhere. It needs a website, it needs to be on iPhones and Androids, maybe even a desktop app, and of course, it all has to be powered by the cloud. The question is, how on earth do you pull that off without ending up with like 3 or 4 totally separate projects to manage? It's just a massive headache.
Well, this right here, this is the answer. .NET was literally built to solve this exact problem. It's not just another tool in the toolbox. It's one single unified platform designed to handle the whole shebang. So you can focus on your actual idea, not on juggling a bunch of different tech stacks.
Okay, so let's break this down, because every single word here is kind of a game changer. Free means you can start today with 0 cost. Open source means it's built out in the open by a worldwide community on GitHub. And cross-platform, well, that's the big one. It means you write your code and you can run it just about anywhere, Windows, macOS, and Linux.
And that leads us right into our first big topic. We're going to explore what building anything with .NET actually looks like. And trust me, the scope here is, well, it's pretty staggering.
So what does build anything really mean? It means you can build the super powerful backend for your web app and the beautiful front end that users see. It means you can create a real native mobile app for iOS and Android and a powerful desktop app for Windows and Mac. You can go deep on cloud microservices, bake in AI and machine learning, build video games, and even write code for tiny little IoT devices. The sheer range is just incredible. Now, this is where things get really, really cool, especially for anyone doing mobile and desktop apps. Using a part of .NET called MAUI, which stands for Multi-Platform App UI, you can do exactly what you see here. You write your application once using one C# code base, and it becomes a truly native application that runs perfectly on Windows, Android, and iOS. Just think about the time you'd save. One project, one team, and you get native performance everywhere.
And you know, this flexibility isn't just for the front end. .NET was built for the cloud from the ground up, giving you all the power you need to build these huge, scalable services. And because it's cross-platform, you're never locked in. You can take your work and deploy it to whatever cloud you want. Azure, AWS, Google Cloud, you name it.
Okay, so we've established that .NET is super versatile, but what's it actually like to work with it? For this next part, let's look at how the framework gives developers a real, tangible edge, what you might call an unfair advantage.
Let's just start with a really bold but really important claim. In the world of apps, speed matters a lot. And .NET is engineered right from its very core to be incredibly fast.
And this is what that raw speed actually means for you in the real world. Faster response times? That means happier users who stick around. Using less compute power? That means you're literally paying less for your cloud servers every month. It's a straight line from performance to a better app and a healthier bottom line.
And listen, this isn't just marketing speak. It is backed by cold, hard data. The TechEmpower benchmarks are a really respected, independent test for web performance. And as you can see from this chart, year after year, .NET is consistently at the very top, just crushing many of its competitors in how many requests it can handle per second. The numbers really don't lie. Now, performance is one half of the equation, right? But productivity is the other. A super fast framework doesn't do you much good if it's a pain to actually build with. And this is another area where .NET just shines, all thanks to its incredible tools and ecosystem. A huge piece of that productivity puzzle is never having to reinvent the wheel. NuGet is the package manager for .NET, and it is an absolute treasure chest. We're talking over 390,000 unique packages. So if you need to do something complicated, like, say, process a PDF or talk to a specific database, chances are someone has already built an amazing library for it that you can just add to your project in seconds. And you're going to be writing all your code using some truly world-class tools. If you're on Windows, you have the legendary Visual Studio IDE, which is famous for its powerful debugging. But hey, if you're on a Mac or Linux, you are not left out at all. Visual Studio Code, with the C# Dev Kit extension, turns into this awesome lightweight C# powerhouse. So no matter what you prefer,
you're getting a top-tier development experience. You know, a great platform is nothing without great people. And that brings us to maybe one of the most important things about choosing any technology, the community you're about to join.
When you choose to build with .NET, you are not out there on an island by yourself. You're instantly plugging into this massive, global, and super active community of developers who are all excited to share what they know, solve problems, and just build amazing things together.
So let's put some real numbers to that. Over on GitHub, where the actual source code lives, .NET has more than 474,000 stars. And a star isn't just a like, it's a developer's vote of confidence. It's a nod of respect for the quality of the project itself.
Then you look at a platform like X, and you'll find over 330,000 followers. This is really the pulse of the community, where you find daily chats, news straight from the engineering teams, and just a constant flow of tips and tricks.
And it's not all just online. On Meetup, you'll find over 329,000 members in local user groups all across the globe, actually getting together in person to learn and connect. So when you pick .NET, you are tapping into this enormous worldwide support system.
So we've seen the power, we've seen the performance, and we've seen the incredible community. Let's wrap things up by talking about the most important part, how you can get started on your own journey.
And honestly, this is the best part. The door is wide open. There are no financial barriers here. Everything you could possibly need to learn, to build, and to deploy your apps with .NET is available for free right now. You could literally download the tools and start coding your first app in the next 10 minutes. And there's a really clear path to follow. You can kick things off with the .NET for Beginners video series for a great overview. Then you can jump into hands-on, step-by-step tutorials on Microsoft Learn. And as you get more comfortable, the official documentation and the free architecture guides are all there to help you build bigger, more professional applications.
So we're going to end right back where we started, with a question. But this time, it's for you. With a free, open-source, crazy-fast platform that lets you build almost anything you can dream of, all backed by a global community and amazing tools, the only question left is, what will you build?